Okay guys, so basically today we're gonna make a little mini succulent that's really pretty for your tabletop. You'll need green and brown yarn and whatever color you want for your pot. I'm also going to use two different hook sizes, so I need a 5mm and a 4mm, and then everything else that was just up on the screen. But yeah, basically you're going to start by making a magic ring. If you guys don't know how to make a magic ring, I'll link the tutorial below. It's really short and quick. So yeah, you're just going to take your ring and chain 2 and insert 8 double crochets into the ring. And then you're going to pull on your magic ring to tighten it and slip stitch to join. And we're going to be starting every row after this off with a chain 2 pretty much. So then this one's a chain 2 as well, and you're just going to insert 2 double crochets into each stitch all the way around. And then slip stitch to join so we can get ready to start the next row. Once again, it's a chain 2, but this time we're doing it a little bit different. You're going to take your piece, and basically we need it to like fold up to make like a pot shape. So instead you're going to insert your double crochet into the back loop, and then in the next stitch you're going to insert 2 double crochets in the back loop. So basically just all the way around, make sure you work in the back loops only, double crochet and then increase. And also, if the visual and audio doesn't really help, there'll be a free written pattern in the description. But as you work up, you can just turn your piece inside out so you can see it actually begin to like fold up and make your shape for your pot. So yeah, then you just keep going with the same pattern until that row's done, and then you join with a slip stitch like all the other rows, and then you start off with another chain 2, and every row after this will be just 1 double crochet into each stitch around. And you'll repeat that for round 5 and round 6. I did rounds 5 and 6 off camera, but now we're on to round 7. And the repeat round for this round is basically just a single crochet and then increase into the next stitch, which is 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. And you work it in the back loops only, so it'll help you out later. And then like the end of every row around, we just slip stitch and fasten off this time, because that is it for your plant pot. And now we're going to move on to your dirt. So yeah, you can really see your shape form, and the edges that we just made will be kind of just help to mimic the pot shape a little more. And for the dirt, you're basically just gonna repeat the first and second round that you did for the pot. So make your magic ring and chain 2, insert 8 double crochets, slip stitch to join, and then in the second round you're just going to insert 2 double crochets into each stitch, and then slip stitch and fasten off. And now we're going to move on to our succulent part, like the actual plant thing. And you're going to chain 18. You're going to take your hook and half double crochet into the second chain from the hook, and basically just half double crochet all the way down that row. And if you get a little bit confused on where your stitch is in, you can always put a stitch marker in and mark it. For the next row, you're going to chain 2 to start and insert a half double crochet into that same stitch. And then you're going to count and skip 2 and half double crochet into that next stitch. And then chain 3. And insert another half double crochet into the same stitch. So for this row, you'll just repeat, skip 2, half double crochet, chain 3, half double crochet in the same stitch. And when you finally get to the end of the row, you're just going to insert a half double crochet into it regardless. And also guys, like if you happen to mess up or something like that, it doesn't have to be perfect, because you'll still get a pretty similar effect if you follow the directions for the most part. So for the third row, you're going to just chain 2, and I did a half double crochet and then I slip stitched, and when I finally got to the gap, you're gonna put 3 half double crochets, 1 double crochet, and 3 half double crochets. My yarn kept getting snagged, so literally don't mind me. But in the next little space that's available, you're just gonna slip stitch, and that secures the little leaf thing that you have going on. So you'll just repeat that for the rest of the row basically. The 3 half double crochet, 3 half double crochet into the gap, and then slip stitch into the space that's next available. So yeah, when you reach the end of this row, to give off more of the succulent vibe, I'm adding a lighter color on the edges, so I didn't finish my last stitch. So that means for that row, you should still have 3 loops on your hook. So you just pull your lighter colored yarn through, and basically we're gonna clean up the edges with some single crochets. So yeah, just turn your work around and single crochet into every stitch. And when the little gaps come up, just slip stitch into those so that you keep the general shape that you have. Yeah, now it's time to put it all together. So we're gonna do a mixture of some sewing and gluing. And the pattern's a little bit revised because I made my dirt wrong and did 3 rounds when it should have just been 2. And basically, I just put my darning needle in and pulled it through those little front loops that we still had available from the 7th round of the pot. So you just use those as your guide to stitch, and I'm going back and forth. And you can just stuff your pot with a little bit of polyfill as you continue to go, but not too much to the point where you can't see what's going on. So sometimes I take a little bit out, put a little bit more in. But yeah, for this part, I'm just rolling up the little plant. And with the way that the shape is, you can really play around with it and make it look different. It doesn't really matter. So before, I just wanted to see exactly how I wanted it. But now that I felt like I had the general idea, I just took my glue and put it on the ends so that the top moves freely. And then you also just add glue to the bottom and press it onto the dirt. So yeah, that's literally basically it. But with me messing up the dirt when I made the pattern originally, my work didn't look as clean as I wanted it to. So this last part, you guys don't have to do this, but I also thought that it would hide a little bit of the glue and just make the overall look a little bit cleaner. So I just did a chain of 18 and I inserted some half double crochets down the whole row, and I was just gonna use that to wrap around the base of my little plant. But yeah, that's basically how the project turns out. And if you have any questions or if something is still unclear after reading the written pattern and watching the video, let me know and I'll probably make a little short that's more slowed down and specific to what you need help on. But thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'll catch you in the next one.